What's up, guys? It's Chris here to give some brief afterthoughts of last night's Pacquiao-Clottey fight. Saw a lot of people were pissed off that ordered this pay-per-view. I can see your point, but on paper, it wasn't really the most exciting, lineup of fights. Regardless, a lot of people are pissed off with Clottey's performance or lack thereof. Now that's understandable, but it's not a big shock or surprise. That's how a lot of people expected Clottey to fight, myself included. Granted, I expected him to be a little bit more into the fight or a little bit more active, but that wasn't the case, unfortunately. Probably the best portion of the pay-per-view was the video package before the actual fight itself, the main event. Unfortunately, this fight didn't live up anything near to that. Any of those fights, I think maybe that's what they were hoping for, but not even close, not even in the same pantheon of fights, of caliber of fights as those great battles that they showed. But real quick on the undercard, not a whole lot to say except for Jose Luis Castillo should retire. He should have been retired, but he definitely should retire. Humberto Soto won, but I think he's better served at junior lightweight or super featherweight. But there's not really a lot going on in that division, so I can understand why he's at lightweight. He has a title there, but I don't see him making a lot of waves there in that division, in all honesty. And John Duddy, if he ever fights Kelly Pavlik, it's probably going to be his last fight, so hopefully if he does get that shot ever, he's got like a severance package or a retirement plan set up, because if he ever fights Kelly Pavlik, it's going to be his last fight. Moving on to the main event, though. First thing, actually, you know what, first thing, everything's bigger in Texas, definitely included the ring. Was it just me, or was that ring not huge? Not that, I don't know, honestly, I don't think it would have made a difference in all honesty, but man, that ring looked huge. I guess they were trying to accommodate the size of the stadium, but that was like a Klitschko brothers ring when they fight in Germany. But speaking of bigger, though, Joshua Clottey looked about a weight class or two bigger than Pacquiao. Pacquiao looked like a welterweight. Joshua looked like about a junior middleweight, if not full-blown middleweight, going into this fight. But unfortunately, Josh didn't decide to use that to his advantage, and it's too bad, because there were a few brief moments in the fight where Clottey would land an uppercut or like a solid right hand or whatnot. And you could tell that Manny felt the punch, and it's definitely, that was based on the size and strength disadvantage that Manny was at. But Joshua just never really put the pedal in the middle. I mean, that'd be an understatement. He was more so rolling like the Flintstones, pushing the car with his feet. Credit to Manny Pacquiao. Did he look as dynamic as he did in his last couple fights? No. Did he look as explosive? No. But he got the job done. I mean, he threw over 1,000 punches, damn near 100 punches around, completely controlled the pace of the fight, pretty much did what he wanted for the most part, except for knocking Joshua Clottey out. Not for a lack of effort. I mean, he went to Joshua's body hard. He tried to go upstairs often, but Josh just did that shell-up defense, which he has is great. Plus, Josh's got a solid chin. Sure, he got knocked out in the Cotto fight by a jab, but he wasn't hurt. I mean, when have you ever seen Joshua Clottey hurt? He took solid shots from Corrales, Margarito, Judah, Cotto. None of those guys hurt him, so I wasn't surprised that Pacquiao wasn't able to take him out. But Manny sure as hell did his best trying. It's just unfortunate that Joshua didn't really come to... It didn't look like he came to win. It looked more like he came to just compete, was content to survive, and that was pretty much it, in all honesty. It's pretty disappointing, but, the fact of the matter is, Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter, and Joshua is a good fighter. If Joshua would have won this fight, it would have just been because he's the bigger man, not because he's a better fighter in any way, because he's not a better fighter. So, and in regards to Manny Pacquiao not looking his best, maybe not looking as dynamic, like I said, as he has, we got to also take into a factor that he really didn't have a lot of time off in between the Cotto fight. The Cotto fight was a war, Granted, he ended up kicking Cotto's ass at the end, but the first 5 rounds, first 4 or 5 rounds were pretty competitive, and at the end of that fight, you saw his face was pretty marked up. Probably took a pretty good toll on his body, and he didn't have a lot of time off between that fight when it ended and the training camp for this fight. So, and he trains really, really hard. I mean, Manny Pacquiao is a gym rat, works really hard in the gym, so I'm not sure his body had a proper time to rest, So it's probably going to be a good thing if he gets some time off here in between his next fight, if and when that occurs. But it's just something that people should take into account. Not that I'm making any excuses, but I'm just saying, I mean, don't be surprised if Manny Pacquiao's body just wasn't able to fully, acclimate all the lack of time off. I mean, that's a lot of activity with training and fights in that short of a period of time. But either way, he looked great in this performance. I was talking to Rob Riddler last night, Controversial Echo, Voice of Vendetta, whatever you want to call him. Yayo. He was asking me who do I think would win between Pacquiao and Mayweather now. I can't say. I got to see Floyd against Shane first. I got to see Floyd against a guy who's aggressive, a guy who's going to come at him, a guy who's going to throw a lot of punches, like Manny Pacquiao would, and that's Shane Mosley. Now, my question is, how do I think Floyd would have done against Clottey? Do I think Floyd would have fared any better against Joshua Clottey? No, I don't. Actually, I think that fight would have been a lot worse. I think Floyd would have still wiped him out, probably shut him out like Pacquiao did, but Floyd's more of a counterpuncher, and as we saw, Clottey's not really looking to come forward too aggressively, so I think their performances would have been different, but I think both equally would have dominated Joshua Clottey, but I think Pacquiao-Clottey Floyd fight would have been awful, in all honesty, entertainment-wise. So, obviously, we still want to see Pacquiao against the winner of Mayweather-Mosley. If it's Mosley, I don't see any roadblocks to why that shouldn't happen. I mean, I definitely think it'll happen. If it's Floyd, I really hope that this drug test, blood test, whatever doesn't prevent it from happening. I said it somewhere else, not on here, but I said it before. I said, where was Floyd Mayweather with all this cleaning up the sport and all this drug testing stuff before Manny Pacquiao decided to play by his rules? I never heard Floyd talking about all this stuff before, like I want to make this a clean sport, this and that, blah, blah, blah. He was never preaching any of this stuff before Manny Pacquiao declined to take that test, so I'm just saying. Either way, though, great performance by Manny Pacquiao. The guy went in there and did his job. What more can you ask for? You can't get mad at him because Joshua Clottey didn't want to be competitive or didn't really want to get in there and try his hardest. Manny Pacquiao tried his hardest, and that's all you can expect. Or that's all you can ask of a fighter. Unfortunately, Joshua Clottey didn't. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him again soon, sometime on the radio show, and ask him about it. But I don't know. It is what it is. Bad performance for Clottey. It's going to be hard for him to get another marquee fight anytime soon, in my opinion. That's pretty much it. As for the broadcasting, Jim Lampley's all over Manny Pacquiao's, jock. Big surprise. Jim Lampley, he's a great commentator, don't get me wrong. Good storyteller, but he's a front runner. He's an elitist. He has his favorites, whether it's Oscar De La Hoya, whether it's Jermaine Taylor, whether it's Vladimir Klitschko, now Manny Pacquiao. Jim Lampley's a cheerleader for certain fighters. So I'm not surprised by his having the pom-poms and cheering it on. It was funny listening to him and Emmanuel Stewart go at it for a minute, though. Emmanuel Stewart, you could tell he was getting pissed. Couldn't really hide his anger around the 4th or 5th round. I don't remember which round it was, but that was kind of entertaining. But maybe one of the more entertaining parts of the fight. But anyways, so once again, credit to Manny Pacquiao, great performance. Who knows? He'll probably take some time off for his next fight, which I would imagine happening. And if Floyd wins and he doesn't get the Floyd fight, I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last fight. Hopefully not, but it wouldn't shock me. Anyways, that's it for now. Be sure to check out the websites, leaveinginthering.com, bloodfightshow.com, Stay in the Fight, my Twitter if interested. Links in the information part as always. Be sure to check out the radio show every Thursday. And until next time, y'all, I'm out.